Hello everyone, I hope you're all having a wonderful end to 2022. As some of you may know, every year I do what's called my Happy Jar reveal. So I've been doing this now for about 6 years or so. And so basically what this is I have what's called a happy jar. This can really be any jar, bowl, whatever you can just stick Post-it notes in for the year. And I put really happy thoughts or really good things that happened to me, things that I want to reminisce upon at the end of the year, to remember all of the great and wonderful things that happened that year. And then as we close out the year, I do what's called my Happy Jar reveal, where I dump out, all of my Post-it notes and I read and remember all the good things that happened. It's a great way to kind of end the year on a positive note, and it's really good for just curing a little bit of your mental health. If you did not have the greatest year, this is a really good way to remember the positives that happened and remember all of the good things that you might have forgotten about. So I am going to do that right now and share all of my happy jar thoughts with you and all of those things that made the 2022 a really good year for me. So I'm pouring some of them out right now, and if you guys have watched some of my other videos, I do tend to forget that I put some notes in twice. So if I just kind of like throw into the side, that probably means that I wrote it twice. So anyways, here we go. LLC. I started my own business and created my own videography gig. So that was really cool. Never planned on being a business owner, but it's going very well. And now I don't know if I can ever work for someone ever again, because it's just wonderful being self-employed. I went to New York for the first time with one of my best friends, so that was a really, really fun trip. Crossed that off my bucket list. And I booked a trip to Thailand. So this actually hasn't happened yet, but I have been wanting to go to Thailand for a really long time, and I've just been like manifesting the day that I can go, and I finally have not only the time, but the finances to be able to book like a month-long trip to go to Thailand. So very excited. The last time I went out of the country was in college, and I went to London and Paris for a couple of weeks, so this is really exciting. That was another one that talked about starting my business. Yes, I won a $5,000 grant through Doyen's 5x5x5 pitch, so that was really exciting. I never really posted about that on social media, which I regret now, but I was very thankful for that, and that was a very emotional day for me because I kind of needed a little bit of financial help in getting the business started, so I was very, very grateful to Doyen for that, and they're an amazing organization. You should go check them out. Whoops. Okay, we also got, this is just another one that talks about New York City, but I forgot to mention that we went to go see Mariah Carey, so for her Christmas special. Queen of Christmas, got to go to NYC, so I checked off like multiple things off my bucket list with that trip. There's another one about the grant. I always do that. I always forget that I write something and then it ends up in there multiple times. Another thing about my business, I am very grateful for my business this year, if you can't tell. There's lots of times throughout the year where I was just very appreciative. So all these notes that are repeated twice about my business were probably different moments where I was just reminiscing on like how grateful I am to be in the position that I'm in now. I got my drone license. I did post about this on social media. So that is a very hard and rigorous test for someone like me who is more about like words and arts and not about science and math. That was kind of a challenging test for anybody, but especially for someone who doesn't love those types of subjects. And you really have to know all of like the meteorological sciences, the stages of a thunderstorm, how to calculate humidity during certain times of a storm. And it's just like, it's a lot of stuff that was hard. So I had to study for like 3 to 4 months, but I passed my test. And I think when I was taking the test and I passed, the guy who was kind of like moderating everything was like, "Oh, congratulations, like you're one of like 5% of pilots who are women, especially women of color." So that was a really big win for me. Okay, next one. Learned and picked up photography, kind of. So as I was starting my business, I wanted to kind of dabble in photography as well, because a lot of people would ask me like, oh, you do video, but do you do photos? And so this is actually kind of an outdated one now, because I really do focus on videography rather than photography, but I did like adapt and learn new skills in the photography world as well. So I'm not a photographer, but I did gain a little bit more insight into that world, and realized that that's not what I want to do full time, but I can appreciate the craft. We went to the Upper Peninsula for my birthday, and we got to see the beautiful fall colors. So me and my boyfriend went last year as well, but we missed the fall color peak season by like 2 weeks. So when we went last year, it was like snowing and really cold. This year we caught it during peak season weekend, so it was gorgeous, like rainbow colors, and I'm just really grateful that we planned that better this year and timed it out better. Networking events. Okay, so for people that know me well, I very much enjoy like hanging out at home by myself. Like I'm good alone, but so I know that to start a business you really have to like network. It's not about what you know, it's who you know, and networking is really key, especially for businesses that thrive on word of mouth. So I broke out of my shell and really got out there and like made people believe I was a lot more extroverted than I am. So networking has been very, very crucial to the success of my business. So I challenged myself and I got out of my comfort zone and was able to succeed in that. So that was a win for me. There's another one for drone license. Electric Forest. So for those that keep up with my social media, you know that I like to go to like shows and raves and stuff, and Electric Forest is a really, really big festival that happens here in the Midwest. So I got to go to that for the first time, and just bought tickets to go again next year. So that's super exciting. We're about almost 75 of the way through. I'm going to try and get through the rest of these quickly so I don't take up all your time. Started writing down and ingraining inspirational quotes and phrases to inspire me. So I keep what's called a language journal, and I write down lots of things to motivate me to be a better human being. So I read a lot, I write a lot, and writing it down makes it more real for me. I told you at the beginning of this video, I'm more of a writer, and words mean a lot to me. So having the ability to, and the resources to find quotes that I find inspirational and read them every day really help motivate me to keep going even when things get really shitty and ugly. So I suggest other people do that too, because it really helps me. Late nights and early mornings building my business. You know that they say that when you're self-employed, you never stop working. I think that's semi-true, at least for what I've been able to accomplish. Like at first it was a lot of early mornings and a lot of late nights and like 14-hour days trying to build myself up. But it was all really, really worth it, because now I don't have to do that anymore. Masterclass is something that I signed up for. If those of you who are not familiar, that is an online program. It's like $300 membership for the year, but they have celebrities and experts teaching you their craft, right? So if you wanted to learn about music, they have like a course from John Legend about songwriting, and Alicia Keys about songwriting, and so just any industry that you are interested in, whether that's cooking, wine tasting, writing, whatever your interests are, they have a class for it on Masterclass where you learn from the greats about how they became successful and honed their skills on that. So that's a really cool thing to sign up for. I learned a lot, and I'm still learning from that program. Okay, that was networking as well. Networking, okay. Clearly I was very proud of networking because I like to be at home and not networking, but another one, wow, okay, networking again. Okay, so I said drastically reduce the use of social media. Okay, that was true for like 90% of the year, but now I'm starting to pick that back up purely because of my business, and I know that I have to keep that running for social media. And then obviously this video, major use of social media. Started going out of my way to express gratitude towards others and make them feel good. So for other introverts or selectively extroverted people out there like myself. A lot of my thoughts I have in my head like never actually come out because I'm just like so busy thinking and there's so much going on constantly that like I never actually like express a lot of my thoughts. So I started to, whenever some good thought comes into my head about another person, I make it a point to go and tell them because it feels really good when people do that to me or give me a compliment or, you know, gas me up in any way. So I'm like, I'm gonna start like, I need to start doing that more to other people because it makes them feel good. It makes me feel good to see them feel good. And I believe in karma. I believe that whatever you put out into the world is gonna come right back to you as well. So I want to put out all the positive vibes to other people and let them know how I feel. So yeah. All right, we've got a few more. Thriving in a field dominated by white men. Okay, that was part of the drone thing too, where it was like I was, you know, 5% of pilots out there are women. So especially in this field, I see a lot of white male videographers. There's nothing wrong with that, but it definitely feels good to be kind of paving my own path and be looking a little bit different than a lot of my counterparts. Learn to budget and invest. So investments are not something that I learned about growing up, but now that I'm self-educating and talking to people who really know money by the books, I'm trying to start getting on that playing field to be able to build more wealth, generational wealth for my future and others. Manifestation. That's literally all that I have on here. I've thought about and known about manifestation for a long time, but as I'm reading these inspiring quotes and watching masterclass and all this stuff, I've learned that all the people that I look up to, all the people that I aspire to be like, all talk about manifestation, how they manifested their goals and it happened, how they manifested, you know, this trip and it came to be. And so I truly now believe in the law of attraction, and ever since I started putting my entire effort into manifestation, everything that I have wanted to happen has happened. Not to say that that is just purely, you know, out in the world, the universe is going to do whatever. Like, it obviously takes some self-motivation and hard work as well. But like having the two coupled together, I truly believe go hand in hand. So I encourage everybody to dive into the power of manifestation. Road trips. I took a bunch of road trips. I didn't even bother writing all of them down because there were a lot. But I mean, Colorado, Utah, Arizona, New Mexico, just a whole bunch of beautiful places that I'm very grateful for. I went to my first pole competition. I have not like local competitions like between studios, but like an actual national competition in Chicago where like people from all around the country, even from all around the world, came together to compete. So there's all different levels, like beginner, intermediate, advanced, exotic, like there's all different categories. And I went for the first time, and I've been pole dancing now for like 11 years, and I've never actually gone to one of those competitions. I've only seen them on YouTube. So that was really cool to witness that for the first time. Electric Forest. I'm almost done. Saw all of my closest friends who live all over the country. So for those of you that know that I used to work in news, and what happens is a lot of us, you know, start at a station, we all meet, we all make really close friends, and then once our contracts are up, a lot of us move all over the place. Like a lot of people moved back to where they're from, their hometowns, or they move on to the next bigger market. So that's what happened in news to me. A lot of my really close friends moved away. So during all those road trips that I just mentioned, I got to visit all of my closest friends. So I am not from Wisconsin, but I've lived here now for about 5 years. And it's hard when none of your close friends live next to you. You know, you can't go out to dinner with them, and you can't just go hang out with them. Like, it's a whole trip planned. So it was really nice to be able to see all of my closest friends. Bunch of EDM shows. Okay, I got 3 more. Can't open it. I started teaching pole again at a studio in Illinois, actually. So it was really good to find a new pole home. Networking. Okay, obviously that won this year. And then daily, last one, this is a great one to end on. Daily meditations. So I do 10-minute guided meditations every single day. There's no dispute about that. Like, I do 10-minute meditations every single day. And a lot of people that I've talked to say that, like, oh, I can't get into meditations. My mind is too loud. Like, you're literally exactly the type of person who should be doing meditations. It takes a lot of practice. You're not just going to get it after one time. It has helped my mental health in enormous ways, to just silence your mind and to truly be in the present and to be grateful and just mindful for 10 minutes. Like, the power that it has over time I can just be such an advocate for it. So if anybody has any questions on that, let me know about how to get started, how to do it. I literally just Google 10-minute guided meditations like on YouTube every day, and I just listen to a different one every single day and just sit there for 10 minutes in silence. And it's wonderful. So, okay, that is my happy jar reveal. I went a little bit longer than I planned to do for this, but it was a really good year. Obviously, there's ebbs and flows for everyone's life and every year, and I choose to remember this year for all of the good things that happened instead of all the shitty things. So, yes, that is my happy jar reveal. I do these videos every year to try to hopefully inspire somebody to make one of their own. I just used a mason jar, and like, it's like falling apart now because I've had it for so long, but you can just grab literally anything and just write a post-it note in it, and all I do is fold them up so I can't see it, throw it in the jar, wait until the end of the year to reveal, and just remember all of the wonderful things that happened. So I hope this inspires you to start your own happy jar, and I hope everyone has happy and safe holiday plans, New Year's plans, and I hope you all have a wonderful 2023, and even if you don't, start a happy jar so that at least if you don't have a good year, you can remember it for all of the good things that happened.